Bill Ager for Yotran. Today we're going to spend a few minutes in this video talking about carpal tunnel syndrome. Carpal tunnel syndrome is a painful disorder that's caused by a pinched nerve in the carpal tunnel of our wrist. There's actually a little tunnel right in our wrist joint. And when that nerve that goes through that tunnel is pinched, it results in sometimes numbness or pain throughout the wrist and all the fingers of the hand. So we're going to explore why this is caused, usually by people that spend a lot of time typing on computer keyboards, and how you can both prevent and alleviate symptoms of carpal tunnel. So what happens when most people use a standard computer keyboard is, as you can see, that there's actually the wrists and the hands are not moving in alignment. So what happens is you start to get pain in this part of your wrist. And that's what happens with a standard keyboard. Now let me show you what happens if you use a split keyboard, and these are commonly available. When you use a split keyboard like this, you can see how my wrists now are actually directly in line with my hands. So that's a much better form of using your wrists and alleviating the carpal tunnel syndrome before it even starts. One simple exercise that you can do is to take each wrist one at a time and first take the full fingers of the hand and pull back on the wrist to a count of 3. 1, 2, 3, and then move that wrist in the other direction. 1, 2, 3. Now we want to take each of the fingers individually, starting with the thumb, first pulling them back, not forcefully, just enough so you can feel a little traction, and then again the other direction for a count of 3. Then each of the fingers one at a time, first pulling them back and then pulling them forward. What we're doing is we are opening up all the muscle joints in each of the fingers. Usually a count of 3 is sufficient. If you want to do it for a little bit longer, you can, but what's important is to do this in both directions. Again, you can end up the exercise by opening up the wrist joint first in one direction and then the other. Of course, since we have two sides to our body, you're going to need to do this exercise to both your hands, even if you're only feeling symptoms in one hand. Hopefully this very powerful and simple exercise can help you alleviate any types of symptoms of carpal tunnel syndrome in your life. Thank you very much from Yotran.